Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn our second lesson, Uncle Cain at the Wicket. In this lesson, we are going to learn the story of Uncle Cain who always likes to play pranks. It means who always likes to make fool others. So let's read this amusing story, this entertaining story, full of fun story, which has the background of a cricket match. Uncle Ken announced that he was going to Lucknow to stay with Aunt Emily. She has 3 children and school to look after, said Granny. Don't stay too long. Whose uncle, whose aunt, and whose granny is here? Our author's uncle. And who is our author? Ruskin Bond, writer's uncle, who came announced that Uncle Ken declared that what he was going to Lucknow to live with Aunt Emily. It means Uncle Ken was going to live with his sister Emily. And after hearing that, Granny said, means grandmother of Ruskin Bond said, what she has 3 children and a school to look after. It means what? Already she had 3 children and a school to take care. She was running a school also. So that is why don't stay too long. Why? Because Granny had known what the Uncle Ken was a lazy person and he would not help to the Aunt Emily in her work. That is why she told to the Uncle Ken, what? Don't stay too long, come as soon as early. She doesn't mind how long I stay, said Uncle Ken grumpily, and off he went. She doesn't mind means if I stayed there, she would be happy because of me. तिला काहीच हरकत नसणार आहे. मी जर तिथे राहिलो तर तिला छानच वाटणार आहे. Said Uncle Ken grumpily in a bad-tempered manner. Angrily, रागाने अंकल केन म्हणाले. And off he went. It means he went off. निघून जाणे, निघून गेले. Uncle Ken went to the Lucknow, and when Uncle Ken reached at the Lucknow station, that time what happened, and because of that event, Uncle Ken's visit to Lucknow was so interesting that he was not likely to forget it. Not likely to forget it means what? There was no possibility to forget that event. Which event? The visit of Lucknow station. When Uncle Ken arrived at the Lucknow station, that time what happened we shall see. When Uncle Ken got down at Lucknow station, a large crowd gathered around him, everyone waving to him and shouting words of welcome in Hindi, Urdu, and English. What happened? काय झालं होतं? When Uncle Ken got down, as soon as Uncle Ken got down at Lucknow station, a large crowd means the group of people, in a large number, people gathered around Uncle Ken, and everyone was greeting to him and shouting words of welcome sir in Hindi, Urdu. आइए आपका स्वागत है, आइए sir, welcome sir, like this. Before he could make out what it was all about, he was smothered by garlands of marigold. Before Uncle Ken could understand anything, what it was all going on, what it was going on, and what it was all about. He was smothered by garlands of marigold. Smothered means covered, completely covered by garlands of marigold. Before he explained anything, what happened? A young man came forward and announced, "What? The Gomati Cricketing Association welcomes to you the historical city of Lucknow." What happened? Gomati Cricketing Association means group of people. एखादी संघटना असणे. कुठली? The name of that association was the Gomati Cricketing Association. And this Gomati Cricketing Association organizes cricket match. क्रिकेट मॅच ऑर्गनाईज करणारी अशी ही एक संघटना आहे. अँड दिस गोमती क्रिकेट असोसिएशन वेलकम्स ऑफ आवर अंकल केन टू द हिस्टॉरिकल सिटी ऑफ लखनऊ and quickly led Uncle Kane out of the station to a car that was waiting outside for them. And that young man quickly led Uncle Kane out of the Lucknow station towards a car which was waiting outside the station for them, for Uncle Kane and the members of Gomati Cricketing Association. It was only when the car drove into the sports stadium. Stadium means what? Where people can sit and watch the sport. That stadium, sports stadium, Uncle Ken realized what he was expected to play in a cricket match. When the car entered into the sports stadium, that time Uncle Ken understood what was going on. Uncle Ken understood that all the people who were gathered at the station and also the member of Gomati Cricketing Association was thinking what? He was a cricketer who had come to play in cricket. This is what had happened. काय झालं होतं? See, Bruce Hallam, who was the famous English cricketer, was touring India, was traveling in India, and he had agreed to play in a charity match at Lucknow. He had accepted the proposal of Gomati Cricketing Association to play in a charity match at Lucknow. Charity match means to collect money or to collect fund by playing match for giving the help to the needy people or very poor people. And a charity is an organization which raises money to help people or very poor people. And famous English cricketer Bruce Hallam was ready to play in charity match at Lucknow. But the previous evening in Delhi, when Bruce Hallam was in Delhi, that time, the previous day, when he was going to play match of that day's previous day, what happened? Mr. Hallam developed an upset stomach, and so he wasn't able to get up in time to catch the train to reach Lucknow. Because of the upset stomach, it means stomach ache, Mr. Hallam was not able to get up early to catch the train. A telegram was sent by the Mr. Hallam to the organizers of the match in Lucknow, but like many a telegram, it didn't reach its destination. Telegram didn't reach to the organizers of the match in Lucknow. The cricket fans of Lucknow had arrived at the station in droves to welcome the great cricketer. And who was that great cricketer? Bruce Hallam, who was the famous English cricketer and who was going to play the cricket match in Lucknow. And it was a strange coincidence that Uncle Cain bore a startling resemblance to Bruce Hallam. It was a strange coincidence. Coincidence means accident that Uncle Cain carried a startling resemblance, remarkable, which is not found commonly. Remarkable resemblance, similarity, like a person with other. Uncle Cain was looking same to same like Bruce Hallam. Even the bald patch on the crown of his head also, like Bruce Hallam. Uncle Cain had the bald patch on the crown of his head, like Bruce Hallam. Bruce Hallam सारखंच अंकल केनला टक्कल सुद्धा होतं. Hence the model. And because of that, all the confusion was going on. Having received from Komati Cricketing Association a rousing reception, rousing means very exciting reception, and a magnificent breakfast with an impressive manner, magnificent थाटामाटामध्ये breakfast at the stadium, he felt that it would be very unsporting. Unsporting means unfair behavior, which on his part, if he refused to play cricket for them. If I refused to play cricket for Komati Cricket Association, it would be very unfair behavior. And he thought himself, स्वतःशीच विचार केला. He mused, what if I can hit a tennis ball? I ought to be able to hit a cricket ball. It means Uncle Cain also a sportman because he was playing tennis. And he thought that if I could hit a tennis ball, I ought to be able to hit cricket ball also. And luckily there was a blazer and a pair of white flannels in his suitcase. There was a blazer which is necessary for a player while playing, blazer and a pair of white flannels in his suitcase. Trousers which uh, made by the soft woolen flannels in his suitcase. Game was started and the Komati team won the toss and decided to bat. Uncle Cain was expected to go in at number 3, Bruce Hallam's normal position. Uncle Cain was thinking, I have to go in at number 3 to bat for batting as the Bruce Hallam's normal position. He soon found himself walking to the wicket. Uncle Cain soon found himself. Uncle Cain soon realized that he was walking to the wicket. Why? Wondering why on earth no one had as yet invented a more comfortable pair of pads, because he was not feeling comfortable by wearing the pair of pads, because he was wearing in his life first time the pair of pads, and because of that he was thinking what he was walking to the wicket soon.